That lazy pig over there, you call him Papa.
Your first book. Are you sure this is yours?
It wasn't always mine.
I have something very important to tell you, listen.
Who is he, Papa?
His name is Max. He needs help. I need you to promise me that you will not tell anyone.
Is that your book?
Wasn't always mine.
So you guys have been on the road together quite a bit, I guess, right?
A little, yeah. A month ago we went to Mill Valley, which was sort of, it was a screening there at this gorgeous little festival. And that was for 3 days. And then I went back to, you went back to Montreal, didn't you? Yeah, I went back to Australia. But 2 weeks ago we I don't know, 7th city over 10 days or something like that.
He's kind of a tyrant to be with, I bet.
No. It depends sometimes, yes, but sometimes no. He's really fun to work with. He's just awesome. And just to see how he, you know, because I've been working with him for 4 months and just learning so much. And I would never think that I could learn even more. And just sitting here every day, listening to him speak, I just keep on learning all the time. It's great.
And just asking the question, out of this story and just life in general, like where do we feel like those self-sacrifice, let's just pick one, where do you feel like that impulse comes from? Because this is so much about good people and caught up in a whirlwind of awful, awful circumstances, and yet there's these wonderful golden things going on.
Well, that's a good
What do you think?
question.
Is that too much? I'm sorry.
Well, I think Brian says it really well. It's just at the beginning, people are all ordinary people. Liesl has nothing, and she made so many extraordinary human things with nothing. And I think it sends a good message that even if you're rich, you're not necessarily more happy.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. How about you, Jeffrey?
Well, for Hans, he's been through the First World War, which is not that long before this one. You know what I mean? I think he's learnt that it's so devastating. It destroys human spirit, human lives, human creativity. And, you know, he's not like the great Germans. He's not like Goethe or Beethoven, but he is a crappy little amateur a bandonica player, but he loves that. That's how he communicates with people. You know what I mean? He does it for pleasure.
Yeah.
He wants life to be something that's not indulgently pleasurable, but that you have a good life, you know. Whereas Rosa is completely disappointed and bitter and angry, and they both represent probably two aspects of different Germanys. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? In those contexts of what can you bring out of the failure of the country in the First World War and the devastation that it caused, the deep depression, you know, and going into another war and then being taken over by fanatical ideologues, you know. So he's, I just think he's a character that has empathy for a community that he's in.
Yeah.
He's cheery to people.
Yeah.
You know, well, I love that little moment. I just loved it in the script when the woman says, I can only pay you champagne for blacking out my windows because I was saving it for when my husband gets back. Yeah. And you know, he's probably been shot or isn't coming back. And Hans just says, thank you. And I tried to play that as, please, it's you drink the champagne, remember. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That he's sensitive just to a neighbor down the street.
Yeah.
And particularly with her.